Hello viewers, look at my new and improved telephones in the cabin. Watch. This is the Bookshelves, and welcome to my new and improved cabin. The one with the bookshelves, of course, being added into the collection. And here's the whole entire cabin. Ta-da! Some of these telephones I have in the collection, and some of them are not working. Well, at least, you know, the ones that are working are usually partially mechanical, partially working, or not working. So anyway, let's go ahead and bring the camera recorder closer to the bookshelves. And I heard a horn honking, so anyway. What we're going to do here is we're going to check out the call right boxes. First off, I have the Bell South or the Bell Equipment Sony Core BE-99N, as you can see right here. The Bell South CI61. Then the Bell South CI78V. Then, of course, the not too looking good power supply. And the Lucid Technology 725. Just give me a second. Then the Radio Shack 250 caller ID system. And then, of course, the Radio Shack 433-903A CID 3903A. And those are all the caller ID boxes. Now, for the next thing I want to show you all, the first thing I want to show you all for the quarter line telephones, I have this telephone, which is the AT&T 210M, which partially works. Then the next one, which is the AT&T TR1909. Then the Bell Phone's favorite. Then the Bell South Products 439, which, of course, was made on September 3rd, 2007, which was 12 years ago. And then we have the, actually, Kobe CTP 100, which, of course, was made in the 1950s. Early or late 50s or something like that. Anyway, the Conner Phone CID 400, the Conner Phone CID 402 MS, the Craig CT 502, and then of course the Conner Phone SW205, as well as the Electro brand HAC 8032, the Emerson EM2116, and then the Emerson EM2131, as well as the Emerson EM2516 with caller ID, the Emerson EM2517 with caller ID, the General Electricity 29253GE1-B, the General Electricities 29267Gs 2-B and 3-B, as well, because they're both caller ID telephones, as well as the caller ID telephone with, of course, radio and alarm clock, which is the General Electricity 29297GE3-A, then the Lennox Sound branded PH543 with caller ID, and the Motorola S2634A, which, Nick, if you want to see how this phone works, just make sure it works really nicely. Anyway, the Unisonic, I'm at the vintage Sears 329-344-21550. Then the Sony IT-IT20 with caller ID, which is a corded speakerphone. A corded trimline speakerphone, which I've gotten from the Goodwill, of course. Then the Sleekline corded trimline telephone, which is called the Southwestern Bell Freedom Phone FM1000. Then the Uniden 1260BK with caller ID. Then the Unisonic 6750, which was made on September 7th, 2009. Which is actually the recent phone that was made. I am surprised though. Then the VTech CD1103 and then the VTech CD1113. And that would be it for the corded trimline telephones. Now let's go for the corded speakerphones. Starting off with the AT&T 906. Then the AT&T 983, of course, which I've gotten earlier. Then the AT&T 993. Then the Durabrand PS3235, which the 993 has caller ID and is a 2-line, as well as the 983, which is a 2-line as well without caller ID. And then, of course, the Emerson EM2646 with caller ID, which, of course, is a nice telephone. And then the General Electricity 29318GE1-A. And then, of course, we have the General Electricity 29393GE1-A with caller ID. And then, of course, the G Mark Ample Voice 50 with caller ID. And then, of course, the Lennox Sound branded PH312. And then the PH319, which the speakerphone part doesn't work, but the telephone does work. I don't know what seems to be the problem, but I'll have to find out for myself what the problem really is with the speakerphone. So anyway, and then the Panasonic KX-TS328W with caller ID and is a 2-line. And then, of course, the Polycom SE-220, which is also a caller ID speakerphone. And then that would be it for the corded speakerphones. Now for the corded telephones. Starting with, of course, the automatic electric rotary dial desk. And then, of course, the Lucid Technologies branded 135. As well as, of course, now that would be it for the corded telephones. Now for the cordless telephones. Or should I say the cordless speakerphones. Starting with the VTech CS6519-2. And then, of course, the VTech CS65 or 6919, and then the CS6919-16. And then, of course, for the cordless telephones. Starting off with, of course, the Clarity C410, which, of course, I'm not sure when it was made. It was made on, let's see, when was it made? Okay. Alright, so that was it. Oh, anyway, hold on. The Clarity C410. Now for the General Electricity telephones. The 25832 GE3-A extra handset. Then the GE, well, the General Electricity 25839 GE3-A, I believe. I could be wrong though. No, it's a 25839 GE3-B. Oh, I was wrong about the model. Anyway, now for the Uniden EXI4561, which is a cordless telephone, analog telephone. Now for the Unidons DECT 1363 and D1364BK, as well as the VTech IA5877's extra handset, and then the VTech CS6114. So that was it for the cordless telephones. Now for the unknown LCD touch panel speakerphones. Both of them came from the Goodwill, and they used to be Fred's, now Shop Smart. I wonder why. So anyway, the next one we have here is, of course, from 900 megahertz to DECT 6.0 phones of every era that I have. Except for, let's start off with, of course, the corded speakerphone answering systems. Starting off with the AT&T 1831, the AT&T 1856, the AT&T Sinjay model SB67118, then the CL4939, then the CL4940, and then of course the corded telephone with answering system, which is the AT&T 1817. Now let's move on to the 900 MHz DECT 6.0 phones of every era that I have currently. Starting with the AT&T brand, let's start off with the AT&T 9357, which I've gotten from the Goodwill. The AT&T with caller ID E5827, base unit. Then the AT&T E1813B. Then we have the AT&T EO52303. Then we have the AT&T CO82213. Then we have the AT&T, of course, EP5995. Almost forgot about that model. And then we have the AT&T the AT&T CO82301. And then, of course, we have the AT&T TL92328. I'm just announcing to y'all right from the cabin. Anyway, the next one we have here that is part of the collection now is the Bell South MH9934BK. And then, of course, the next one we have is the General Electricity 26990GE1-D. Of course, that's what the model number of it is. And then we have the General Electricity, which Jordan calls the General Electricity 25881EE3-A, I believe, or is it dash B? It's dash B. Okay, I was just wondering, because it's just a base unit. Then, of course, we have the GE General Electricity, well, the General Electricity 25951EE1-A, which I need to try to get it back into the system. Which I need to try to test it out and make sure it works. Anyway, and then of course the the General Electricity 28031EE1-B. And then of course we have, last but not least, the the General Electricity 30522EE3-A. So now, what we need to do is we need to go over to the Motorola L705CM, which I need to try to get that onto this telephone right here. I don't know why. It's the Motorola L705CM, which is actually pretty hilarious. And then we have the, of course, Panasonic KXTG5243, which of course H sometimes calls it Panasonic. The Panasonic KXTG6321S base unit, which I need to try to get the KXTGA630S handset, and extra cradle for it, so that way, and batteries, so that way I'll have both handsets. And then of course the Panasonic KXTG7431B, I believe, Just Plain Weird Goat himself, the Just Plain Weird Goat himself, Nick, has the Panasonic KXTG7432B, which I'm surprised. And then the Panasonic KXTG6572R, which of course I've gotten from the Goodwill, and of course the Goodwill thrift store finds is actually pretty good. I need to try to check on the DECT 6.0 Plus. Actually, I need to try to check on the next phone, of course, whichever phone it would have been. And then, of course, the other two Panasonic models, which you can see right over there, is the Panasonic KXTGD223N base unit and main handset, as well as the Panasonic KXTG3760M, which Jordan doesn't really care for the newer voice, but whatever. So anyway, what we're going to do here is going to go to the next phone, which I am surprised at this. Silly me, it is the Uniden brand. starting with the Uniden EXA915, well, the EXA915, and then of course the the EXAI978I, which was next, and then of course the the DCT648-3, which I've just filmed over there, and then of course the Uniden CXAI5698 base unit, then the DXAI or the EXAI5680, and then the DXAI8580-2, then the CEZAI2998 or CXAI2998, and then of course the D1780-5, which I need to try to get the extra 4 handsets for it, and then the D3280-2, which are all Uniden branded. Of course, that's what H calls them. Anyway, now for the VTech branded telephones, we have the VTech Telezapper model 2568. Then we have the VTech IA5854, which will soon become the IA5877. And then of course we have the VTech CS5121, and then of course we have the VTech CS511. the VTech CS6124, which is the one with the deployable digital answering system, and then of course the VTech CS6829, and then of course the VTech DS6121, and that would be about it. Yeah, that was it. It was the DS6121. That was it for the That was it from AT&T to VTech branded phones. Now for the answering systems in question. The first one we have is the Lucid Technologies branded, which I'm surprised. 1715. Then we have the AT&T branded 1717. Then we have the 1718, which I've just gotten recently. The 1719. Then the 1722. The 1725, which of course has the older voice, as you may have known. The 1738, which of course you may have it as well. The 1739, then the 1740. So that's all the AT&T answering systems. Now for the Bell Equipment Sony Cord JEB500, and then of course the micro cassette remote analog answering system, which is the Bell South 1129. And then of course we have the deployable digital answering system, which is the Bell South 1195. Then we have the unfortunate Casio Phone TA115, and then of course the Casio Phone TA120, which of course they will have a speakerphone. Alright, and then of course the Conair Phone TAD1212 WCSF, and then the Conair Phone TAD1220 WCS, as well as the Conair Phone Infinity XS2510, and then of course the Emerson EM1250, which I'm surprised was made by Southern Telecom, and it was made on let's see, I don't remember, but it is the EM1250, and it actually works because I got it picked up from the Sweet Repeats. And then of course the the General Electricity 29868. Then the 29868A, of course, that's what it is called originally. Then the General Electricity 29868 G1-B, which of course came from the Amazon. Then the General Electricity 29875 G1-B, and then of course the 29888 GC1-A, which also came from General Electricity. And then we have the Panasonic KX TM100B. And then of course we have the trio Radio Shack answering systems. The Radio Shack with caller ID answering system was first, and it's the TAD704. And then of course we have the TED 3808 as well as the TED 3822, which I've gotten recently. And then the last four, which the first one of the four is the Sharper Image V2000S1. And then of course the next one, which we need to feature this time around, the Sony TAM100, the Powerball Digital Answering System, of course. And then we have of course, the first one of the two Southwestern Bells, one of them which I've done, which would probably be the next one after, the Southwestern Bell FA970S, and then the Southwestern Bell FA990, which makes perfect sense. And the FA990 is the one that I've done before. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the last thing, well, the next to last thing, before I could even call it that. It is this thing right here. It is the Radio Shack 43175 mechanical bell ringer. That's the next to last thing that I'll show you. And then of course the final two that will be shown in today's video will be the base stations of the Verizon Wireless F256VW, and of course the Straight Talk Verizon Wireless E723EL base station, which of course is currently right now under operation. So right now, anyway, I will be getting a telephone ring-in simulator, from Sandman.com this Christmas, when you guys didn't know. So anyway, that was it for this video. May God bless every one of you.